Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, welcome to be my guest. Today we have with us Worcester County Women's Cycling. We have the president of that and the founder, who is welcome, Monique Trammell. And we have the president of the organization today with us, Gayle Stockhaus. Welcome, Gayle.
Thank you.
So the one in the red chair, the one with the beautiful dark hair, and the dark, she is the president. She's past president and the founder of the cycling. And Gayle, with the beautiful light-colored hair, she is now the president. First of all, the cycling. How did you two ever get together? How'd you meet?
We met in the club.
Oh, so you both read about it?
No. I started it back in 2012.
Yeah.
Is that right? 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah. 2012. I started the Grafton Women's Cycling Club.
Oh, look, hold that one up. That used to be, the Grafton Women's Cycling Club.
In Grafton, Massachusetts, because I had moved out here originally from California, and cycling is my passion. And I wanted to meet other women to ride bikes with. And I would see them around the community riding bikes, usually by themselves, and I didn't know how to meet these women since I was a stay-at-home mom with two young ones.
Yeah.
So I started a Facebook group, Grafton Women's Cycling Club, and women just started joining.
Yeah.
And before you know it, we had 25 members, 50 members, 150 members.
So in 2012 it was that bad? When did it start to really go up?
It started to go up probably in 2015.
Yeah, I think 2015.
2015.
Yeah, that's about when I moved from Grafton to Sutton, Massachusetts, and at that point, most of the women in the Grafton Women's Cycling Club lived outside of Grafton.
Yeah.
So we decided to make it represent our membership and a broader region, so we changed it to Worcester County Women's Cycling. And at that point, it just exploded.
Did you found it in California or in Grafton?
In Grafton, Massachusetts.
Because I used to live in Grafton.
Yeah.
Now, this is fantastic. I've got a bike, but I was talking with Gayle. I prefer the kind that we had as kids. The thing on the handbar thing, it's just, I want to brake with my feet, not with my hands. But now, Gayle, you met her through the group, too. How long have you been in the group?
Yes, since, I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
I moved to Sutton in 2001 and then started to get back into cycling and started to poke around on the internet for a bike group.
Yeah.
And I preferred it to be a women's bike group just because I was getting back into it, less intimidating. So I found Monique's group.
That is fantastic. Right now, how many members would you say that you have?
Last I checked, there's 817.
What? In Massachusetts?
In Worcester County.
Yep.
800 women on the bicycles. Where do you meet just to get together? Is it various
Well,
places?
not all 800 women come at one time.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think we can accommodate that on the road. But do you meet at a certain building or place, or you just say, we're going to start riding here?
We do, on Sunday mornings, we have a regular group ride in Millbury at a certain spot. But we have all other rides, too. I lead a Thursday night ride on the Southern New England Trunkline Trail. We have rides that start at different paved bike paths, wherever, in Woonsocket, some in Massachusetts, some in Rhode Island.
I think that Millbury one, isn't that up near the mall up there, the shops in Millbury?
Yeah. I just took a beginner there a little while ago just so she could kind of get her feet wet.
Yeah.
Not to go too far. Yes, it's all paved.
Okay, it's paved.
Yeah.
Because I would say it might be a little hard, to do it on bumpy stuff. Is there an age group that tends to be more, or is it for everybody? All the girls?
It's for everyone. We have a huge spectrum of all ages and all rider abilities.
Yeah.
I would say the group tends to lean a little bit towards the older crowd. We don't have a lot of women in our 20s that come out to ride.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where they are or why they're not showing up, but
they're little kids, right?
We would love to reach them and have them be a part of the group, but there is a huge age bracket.
That's interesting. You got the baby boomer group.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone older than the baby, like into their late 70s, 80s?
Yes.
You're kidding.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
It is.
And they can keep up.
They can, and they inspire.
Yeah.
In
I
a
know
big
a
way.
couple of them that ride beyond the younger ones.
Yeah.
Oh my God, really? And the youngest is how old, do you think? The youngest member?
Gee, I'm not sure. Probably early
Early 30s?
Yeah,
40s?
or I think there's a couple in their 20s that I've met.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're not regulars, but, you know, they have busy schedules, so, you know.
We're talking
school.
with Monique Trammell, and she is the founder and past president of the Worcester County Women's Cycling, and our past president, Gayle Stockhaus, and she's the president of the same group. And right behind Monique, grab Paul, if you can get a picture of that gorgeous WCWC shirt that you can get. Just a little bit, Monique. There you go. She brought these in, and they're great. How did they get those? We have to join, right?
Yeah, so the group is free. There is no membership fee or anything, and it's just it's a Facebook group. You can find us on Facebook under groups. It's a closed group, so you have to request access, and then we make sure you're a real person that lives locally and rides bikes, and you can join the club. And we do a cycling gear order probably once a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
they're all custom made to order, so you can choose like which pieces you want and what size.
I'm thinking, you said, Gayle, you were telling me that they start off at any rate of speed you can go, right? Well, I'm thinking, but you have to have the bike with the gears, right? You have to have that one.
Well, it helps.
Yeah.
It helps getting up the hills.
What if you avoid the hills? And I'll get in the car and meet you on the other side. Then I go. That would be a good way to get around it. I mean, I still love that, Columbia or Schwinn that we grew up with. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the same color blue, and it's come back in popularity with the
the beach cruiser type bike with the coaster brake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I like that when you can take the handlebars and bring them up almost like a motorcycle or something. And the bigger tires. I wiped out on a moped. I couldn't even drive the moped. Oh, I was pathetic. So, all right, so you could have, it's best to have those handlebars. How can people get a hold of you about your group?
Through the Facebook group. Yeah, through the Facebook group is the easiest way. Usually when people join the group, and then they can just ask a question there, where are we meeting, or, do you have anything going on a bike path, or, because some people don't like riding on the road.
Yeah.
Some people feel more comfortable off-road, or, not off-road like in the dirt, but because we also do mountain biking and, things like that. So there's something for everyone.
And they're all from Worcester County.
Yep.
And beyond, some.
And beyond.
Some are beyond that.
And that covers how many towns we have?
Worcester County's huge. It's all the way from the northern border of Massachusetts to the southern border and the entire middle swath of the state. So it's the largest county in the state.
Oh my God, that's okay. But not all of these 800 girls got together.
No,
Right.
but so there's a woman that lives out in North Brookfield.
Yep.
And she hosts rides out in that region all the time, and so other women that live out there. It's just a networking tool, so these women can find each other and get to know each other, and then they kind of host their own little rides in their regions.
So you don't have to live in Worcester County. You can join even if you don't live here.
Yeah, and that's the other great thing about this group being so easy to find, is that when women move to the area, we're easy to find a safe group that's supportive, that's not intimidating, that you can come out and ride with us. Also, if you just want to get started in cycling, but you kind of don't know how to start, we're a super beginner-friendly group. A lot of times we have multiple level rides. We'll have, a faster group that'll go a longer distance, and then, more mellow ride that goes an easier pace.
That's cool. Where do you go? All over Worcester County. Where are the places that you go to ride?
Oh, there's several bike paths we go to, or sometimes we'll just pick a different town where, like near somebody else's house, and they'll lead a ride from there. Yeah. We've been in, Shrewsbury, everywhere that you can think of. We've pretty much hit everything. Plus we host events
for
different
events?
things.
What are those? What are the events?
We just did a blood drive, actually, in October. We hosted a blood drive.
Where was that?
That was in Hopkinton.
Yeah.
Back in June, one of the other members hosted an event that went all the way across. They rode all the way across Massachusetts. So they started all the way over at the New York border and rode to the Cape.
Oh, my God.
I think it took them 3 days or 4 days? I forget if it was 3 or 4, but Yeah. So the logistics were kind of tricky on that one because you had to end at a certain spot and then either sleep there or have somebody bring you home and start it over in the morning. But
we have
you
another
did a
member
great
who
job.
came up with a brilliant idea to bicycle in every single town in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so she's got most of them checked off. I think the next stop is Nantucket. So there's a fall ride in November planned for Nantucket.
Mm-hmm.
And Gayle was saying the Cape Cod Rail Trail.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going on that too. That's nice. But this Millbury one, I've seen it when I go to that mall. I have seen people out there with bikes on the back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, well, that sounds cool. I used to do that at Cape Cod.
Yeah.
I wonder how many. I'd love to get the word out so much more. You know, you're welcome. It's the the Worcester County Women's Cycling Group, and we're talking with the president right now. It's Gayle Stockhaus, and the founder and the past president is Monique Trammell. And they're saying that there's about 800 members in Worcester County. They don't all ride at once, but so about 100 might join you on one ride.
Probably closer to 20.
20?
Yeah, I would say on our bigger rides we've had 25 or 30 people. I mean, before COVID, we used to do a joint ride with the Seven Hills Wheelmen,
Oh yeah.
that club from Worcester. So,
Yeah.
it was bigger then because more people would come out. But now it's kind of all coming back. So we still have kept the group big.
I see people going by our house riding, besides walking, riding, and I'm thinking, also during COVID, I saw this a lot more. Did you notice that? More people they probably couldn't stand being cooped up.
Yeah, but the bicycle industry boomed during COVID.
thought maybe.
For one thing, people didn't want to take public transportation.
Yep.
They don't want to be in close quarters, so they relied more on bicycle for getting to work in places. The other thing is the gyms were closed. People needed exercise. Kids were home from school, so the bikes just became the easiest outlet for people to be outside recreating with their family.
Yeah. No wonder I saw them. I thought maybe, I'm imagining. But I would see what you're saying.
Yeah,
A family
no,
go down the street
this-
together.
COVID was the largest bicycle boom in the bike industry since, I think, the 70s.
So did people stop coming to the group, or they just came still? They didn't mind?
We
No, not
kind
as
of
many.
paused group rides.
Yeah.
During the start of it, when things weren't quite as sure as how to remain safe
Right.
and social distance and all that. But
Yeah.
they've definitely slowly picked back up.
Mm-hmm.
Those people that you were telling us about that started in New York on bicycling, and then they went all the way to Cape Cod, wouldn't they be staying in a motel on the way, little places or somebody's homes? They wouldn't come all the way home.
No, they would ride so many, like, say 40 miles a day, and then
Yeah.
wherever they ended, they'd either have to get a room there somewhere close by, or have somebody come and pick them up, bring them home, and then bring them back in the morning. So a lot of them did find accommodations.
How long is a cycling trip? How long is it? Because if you get hungry, what do you do?
Yeah, we bring snacks and things.
Yeah.
It depends on where you're going. If you're on a bike trail, usually you just bring your own snacks.
Yeah.
Well,
Lovely
unless
thing
it's
about
at
the
the
bike
Cape.
jersey, snack pockets.
Yes.
Oh, the jersey has
3D
snack
pockets in the
pockets.
back for all your goodies, your phone.
Oh, it's not on the other one, though.
Yes, yeah, on the
It
back
is?
side. Yeah.
Oh, so now you keep your goodies on the backside.
So that's very typical of cycling jerseys. Usually there's pockets in the back where you can carry all your snacks.
Yeah.
So we're like a mama kangaroo.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. So if you're in the group and you're riding along on your bike, say you're thirsty and you're hungry, you can stick a bunch of crackers in, some
Yeah.
water, ginger ale if you want it, whatever, maybe coffee. Well, yeah, but coffee might keep you... But do you have any time, like, those of us who would be probably beginners, I know how to ride a bike, but the speed, forget it. Is it okay to lag behind? Does anyone come looking for you? If you
Yeah, usually the rides always the rides that we do with Worcester County Women's Cycling we call them no drop rides. That means
Yeah.
you're not going to get dropped, you're not going to get left behind the group.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a turn or an intersection or a big hill, we regroup.
You stop.
We stop and we wait for everybody to regroup before we continue on.
Ah, that's interesting. I think I've seen the wheelmen and the men groups do it. Am I wrong? I don't think they stop, do they?
It depends on the ride, and usually when there's a group ride, the expectations are very clearly set up at the beginning, like this is the pace, this is the distance, this is a drop ride or a no drop ride.
Sure.
Usually the club rides tend to be no drop rides.
How about people with medical issues? I mean, somebody's handicapped, but they can still ride a bike, or maybe diabetic, they're going to have to stop to do their pill or their insulin. Have you seen that? How they cope?
I haven't with the diabetic one in particular,
Yeah.
but they would usually let us know ahead of time,
Mhm.
and we would stop and make sure that they could eat or whatever they needed.
So they're
along the way.
everybody's welcome, even if you have the handicap bicycle, that type of thing. That is really good.
Yeah.
That gets everybody out. Do any of the children ever come along with the grown-ups? Any of the kids?
We haven't done that yet. I know, me being a mom of 2 young kids, I've been wanting to do a group ride
Yeah.
with moms and kids.
That's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
I mean, Gayle and I both have older kids, like in their 20s, and I don't know if I could get mine on a bike ride. I just don't know. They have these different mentalities and outlooks on bikes. My best friend and I, growing up, we used to love taking off on those Schwinn Columbia blue bikes. We'd go up and down the neighborhood all the time.
I think one of the biggest barriers right now with having kids on rides is just the risk factor.
Yeah.
Especially on the group rides, we tend to ride a lot on the roads.
Sure.
The roads in Massachusetts are infamously horrible and unsafe.
Yeah.
There are not bike lanes for the most part that are protected, so that's a lot of parents don't want to get their kids out there on the roads with us.
Do they have to sign? Everybody has to sign like an agreement that, I don't know, that the group isn't responsible if somebody gets hurt on their own. How does that work?
We don't have a waiver at the moment, but we do.
We're
try
not an
to,
official group.
Yeah. When you start paying for club dues and things like that, I believe that comes into play.
And you said it's free. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you can keep it that way.
That was my vision when I started the club. I didn't want a nominal fee of $5, $10, $15 to be a barrier. I know that sometimes that's a barrier for me when I see a club that looks interesting that I might want to join. I just don't want to make the commitment that goes along with paying the nominal fee.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that to be, something as small as $5 or $10 or $15 or $30 to keep women from coming out. I wanted it to be as accessible as possible.
Again, how can they reach you if they're interested in joining with the Women's Cycling of Worcester? How can they reach you?
You can go on Facebook and look for Worcester County Women's Cycling. We have a public page and also a group page, so go to the group page and then just click join. The other way is you can reach us via email at worcestercountywomenscycling@gmail.com.
I've heard that bicycling could be a great stress release. Am I right about that?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it was when we were kids. I remember. If you were worried about a test the next day or whatever, my best friend and I would get on our bikes and just go.
It's fun. I mean, cycling is just fun. You don't even realize you're exercising because you're out there, you're with other women, you're socializing, you're laughing, you're having fun. Mm-hmm. And that's been the greatest thing for me to watch as, someone who started this group from 0 to 800 is it just continually inspires me every day, whether I'm riding with a group or not.
Yeah.
Just seeing all these women getting together, creating friendships, supporting each other through ups and downs of life. I mean, you name it. It's happening in the group, and it's just been a great support network where we can, talk about all kinds of stuff in sort of a private setting. Our forum is a closed group; it's not open to the public. So there's all kinds of discussions that happen on female-specific issues around cycling, or
the Facebook page. They can get on that too.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, it just slipped my mind completely. So you've got Facebook, and I know. When you're going to have an upcoming meetup, right? Which is, did you say every Sunday? Every Sunday?
Well, now it's starting to dwindle a little because the weather's getting chilly.
Right.
But yes, during the summer we have a ride every Sunday morning at 9:00. But it's all posted there. It'll all be posted if someone's going to have a ride, they'll put it in there, what time it is, how many miles it is, what the pace might be. And sometimes the pace is just determined by whoever shows up for the ride.
Why so early? What about those of us who do better in the afternoon?
Well, then you can plan an afternoon ride.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do have. Okay, you do.
Anybody can plan a ride. Anyone in the group. It's a member-led group. Just because Gayle happens to be the president right now, that doesn't mean that she does everything.
Yeah.
We really encourage people to come out and lead a ride in your area, and just I mean, it's the members club. I always encourage people just to lead their own rides. If something's not working for you, create a ride that does work for you, because chances are there's going to be other women in the group that it works for them too. Because we're all, a lot of us are moms. You know, we all work. We have families. We have obligations. So scheduling, I think, is probably one of the biggest barriers in getting a large group of women together.
So if you're having a meet, a bicycle meet, do you send out a ton of emails to everybody?
It's all on Facebook.
Oh, so they have to go and check on Facebook to see when the next ride is going to be.
Yes.
And then they hit message. How would they get back and say, yes, I want to come?
I mean, if somebody posts, I'm going to do a ride Sunday morning, you know, they can just look at that, and then they'll know where to show up.
And just show
and
up?
what time it is, yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to have a registered attendance or anything like that.
No.
That's amazing. And now, who was it Gayle or Monique? Riding in Worcester is tricky business. Boy, I don't, even going on Westboro Road with these guys, you know, they're serious. They've got that little mirror gadget, you know, and they got all, I've seen some of them almost get clipped big time. Not everybody stops or slows down. Do your group members wear that the back, what do you call it? The rear view mirror? Yeah. Do you wear that?
I've never used a rearview mirror cycling. I've been riding for 30 years or so. I find safety, there's in groups, you're more visible. That's just what, you know, that determined a lot of the design of our jersey here. We wanted to be very visible when people are out on the road. You can see it from really far away.
Who designed the heart with the wings? Oh, okay. Is that going to be around for a while? No, Grafton was that one.
Yeah.
This is going to be it.
Yeah, that's our logo.
That's cool. Do they usually wear the well, I don't think you'd wear jeans. What do they call those pants? What are those to go with those beautiful type of shirts?
Spandex.
Yeah.
Cycling pants.
Do most of the girls wear that?
Yes.
I should say women. Okay.
Women.
Wearing the cycling pants.
Yes.
And you said they talk. They can hear each other going along, one in front of the other?
Yeah, or we ride side by side.
Oh, you can ride side by side.
Yeah.
Not
as long as the traffic isn't too crazy, you know, you can ride side by side. But we all yell to each other too. You know, there's different signaling, you know, that we tell each other. You know, if there's a hole, we have to point to it, or if there's a car coming, you know, usually somebody will notice. But we try to do the rules before
I can't
we
picture
drive.
two on a road in Worcester, but I can see it on a rail trail or something like the Millbury Trail.
Yeah.
There's one in Milford now. What is that all about?
Have you ridden that one?
Yes, that one's been there for a while.
Yeah.
That one's called the Upper Charles Bike Path.
Yeah.
And it's pretty long when you do the whole thing. It goes way into Hopedale or Franklin or somewhere down there.
Yeah.
It kind of turns into some stone dust after a while.
Stone dust?
Yeah, but it's good.
Cobblestones?
No, not cobblestones, just the really
Like packed gravel.
coarse. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's that's a good trail. That's a nice
Yeah,
one.
I've seen people there too when I go by with their bikes. In fact, I've seen groups of families doing that. Yeah, side by side on a regular road, but I can see it on a rail trail, sure, on a regular trail. What's your favorite ones to go on? Monique, what's your favorite?
My favorite trail?
Yeah.
I would say probably the Southern New England Trunkline Trail
Where's
into the
that?
Airline Trail. Southern New England Trunkline Trail goes from Douglas State Forest all the way out to, I believe, Franklin. But if that's going north, going south, I work in Putnam, Connecticut at Putnam Cyclery, and so I'll take the Southern New England Trunkline Trail from Douglas State Forest down to Connecticut, where it then turns into the Airline Trail.
Airline. Is that towards Green Airport?
I don't know, but that goes down through Pomfret and Putnam.
And keeps going past
All the way down
Willimantic
yeah.
and way down into Connecticut.
Woonsocket also?
Yeah, and that's, I don't know, that one tends to be gravel. Some places can get pretty rough, but some places are just nice smooth sailing gravel. So you need a bit wider of a tire for that terrain. But
Gayle,
every Thursday night, Gayle leads a ride.
Yeah,
on that one.
Through the Southern New England Trunkline Trail from Douglas.
Sunday night. And now, how do you do it at night? Do you have blinkers or whatever you have?
Yeah, we have a tail light and usually a headlamp.
Yeah.
You know, and lights on your handlebars But that trail is just an out and back ride.
Yeah.
So we go out and it's about 13 miles total, and sometimes we'll take a little side trip.
Yeah, do you ever
Just-
plan it so that, well, we're going to ride this far and we're going to stop to get an ice cream here or we're going to
Oh,
get a
yeah.
hamburger? You do that.
Ice
Yeah.
cream rides are very popular in the summertime.
Or coffee shop rides.
Yeah.
Having a sandwich. You ever stop for a burger or anything like that? I mean, some people like myself, we start feeling hungry, not feeling too good. So,
Yeah.
well, you got the snack pack thing right in the
I
shirt.
think one of my favorite rides is from the Cake Shop Cafe in Millbury
Yeah.
to what used to be Victoria's Station in Putnam, Connecticut, that's
Yep.
now turning into the Sawdust Cafe. 25 miles between, cake on both ends.
Where's your favorite one, Gail?
Bike path. The Woonsocket one is pretty nice. I like that one, and there's one in Rhode Island that's very nice. But a couple of the girls have places down at the Cape,
Yeah.
and sometimes we meet down there and do the whole Cape Cod Trail. So that's really nice.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh, my
very nice.
God. Well, we have been talking with Monique Trammell and Gayle Stockhaus. I got that right, Stockhaus.
Mhm.
And Gayle is the current president of the Worcester County Women's Cycling, and Monique is the past president, and she is also the founder. So one more time before we close, if one of you gals out there are interested in joining this cycling group, it sounds like a heck of a lot of fun. You don't have to be an ace fast rider. They'd love to have everybody come. So again, how can they reach you? Facebook?
Yep, you can find us on Facebook, Worcester County Women Cycling, and join our group there, or email us at worcestercountywomencycling@gmail.com.
Thank you both so much for coming on. And see that shirt right behind Monique? You too can have that. Do they get it as a member, or would you pay for the shirt?
Oh, you pay for the shirt.
Very good. Well, why not, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a great time. It's almost like horseback riding groups in a way. It sounds to me like they're going on the trails. This is good. Have fun enjoying it. We'll see you next time I'll be my guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems.